Like I said, folks, we are back once again with the man himself, Big Arnold, a.k.a. my father. Dad, what's up, man? The people love you, and they're happy to see you again, man.
Oh, it's good to be here.
Look at your hat, man. First off, we got to talk. You got the hat on. Tell the people what's going on.
It's right here. Mm-hmm. It's what it's all about. November, the 4th?
Yep.
We got to make America great again.
There you go. And how about that backdrop? People couldn't see it the last time we did the podcast because the camera was a little low. Look at all those bucks back there. Are those all your kills, by the way?
Yeah, they are.
All right, okay. You going hunting tomorrow, too. I know you're fired up about that.
I'm going in the morning.
Heck yeah.
If it's brown, it's down.
Is that how it goes?
Tomorrow's a meat hunt.
Okay.
We're going to put some meat in the freezer tomorrow.
Let's go. Now, why did you wear the cutoff? Are you trying to compete? Is this what we're doing? You trying to, you know what I'm saying?
No, you ain't no competition here.
Show the people. What are you working with?
It's
show
it's the way I roll here.
Go ahead. Show them what you're working with. They can see it kind of, but show, give them a little flex, you know what I mean?
Look, it ain't no joke. Yeah, that's...
Hold on, you know what I'm saying? We over here with it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, so...
this is all natural here.
What are you trying to say? What the heck?
Wait, I'm 57-year-old.
You said it. Well, you acted like mine's not natural. You say I'm taking some stuff.
You may have to work for yours. Mine just pops up when I wake up in the morning.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay, so listen. You said you're in your 50s. People know why we're here, man. This is the elder statesman Plim versus younger Plim discussion that we've been having about this Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to do this video specifically because, you tell me all the time about how Mike back in the day was just a marauder, unstoppable, physical specimen, freak of nature, the best on the planet, meanest
Bad
on the
boy.
planet. Bad. I get that, right? I understand it. As a boxing historian that I am becoming now, I have seen this, but I want to take a look back, and then I want to take a look forward, and then I want to take a look at the present to show you that, in my opinion, Mike may not be what he was, and why I still think Jake is going to win this fight. But that's what we're here to do today. Anything before we get into it, have you had any, second thoughts about Mike in this fight?
I've been thinking about it. They canceled the fight or postponed it.
Yep.
For a health issue or something.
Yep.
That Tyson had.
Mm-hmm.
And that's showing that probably he's got a little bit of age on him and stuff, or ulcers or whatever it was. But that don't take away from the experience.
No, it doesn't take away what he has, like mentally, muscle memory, all that.
Right. And you get in, it don't matter what you do. You get into the ring, you play football, you go to work. If you're up against somebody that's very knowledgeable about whatever they're doing and you're coming there just learning,
mm-hmm.
there's going to be a big difference.
True. Like that, you can't replace that Mike Tyson was the best in the world, or at least one of the best heavyweights in the world and of all time for, a decade plus. Jake has no amateur experience. He's in his 11th fight. Also, do you want to? I'm going to tell the people what you told me when you heard that the fight was postponed. Why you thought at first it was postponed? I called you. You told me. Yeah. I was calling to tell you. You told me. You said, "Listen, I'm going to do your accent. You tell me how good it is." Listen, Wade. I heard they postponed the fight. I said, "What do you mean? Yeah, they did, Pop. But how did you know that?" Well, I heard Jake was afraid of him. I heard he didn't want none of him. Heard he was just going to run scared.
Well,
he's seen him training videos.
Impression is terrible.
It's not a good one? I thought that was pretty decent.
But what I heard when I first heard it was that Jake finally woke up and thought, my God, what am I doing here?
Listen, there has been some training footage that I've seen from Mike that I'll give you as, put the fear of God in me a little bit. Just watching him move around, even at his age, to go, wait a second.
Yeah.
He's still fast for spurts. He's still powerful. Looks like he's going to take the head off the shoulders of Rafael Cordero, his trainer right now. He gets close to his chin throwing those hooks. I'm like, there's a pad there for a reason, Mike. And he still does have he's a physical specimen. I mean, you call yourself one, Pop, and you are. Trust me. You still got it. But Pop, he's built like a tree, man. It's crazy. But we're going to get to Mike now, but let's go back through history a little bit. I'm going to share this screen with you. Let's take a look at what Mike used to do, and I just want you to, maybe you need a little refresher as well as I do, man. Maybe we all do a little bit here. We'll go back through and see. We're going to have to keep this volume a little low just for the copyright stuff, but tell me about, your experience, Dad, watching Mike back in the day and kind of how that felt to watch him in real time.
Oh, man, it was great. I mean, when he came on TV, everybody, just wanted to be watching because if you didn't watch him fight, if you blinked or if you went and got something to drink or just turned your head, it was over.
Yeah. Like when
you can miss a fight in the blink of an eye.
When he used to walk to the ring, was he, I mean, everybody talks about how intimidating he was.
Oh, he was just a beast. You could tell by looking at his face, he was so focused and ready. I mean, he had that killer instinct.
Yeah. And you see, like, what Mike presented was he was not a big heavyweight. Like, look at how comparatively he's a lot shorter than a lot of the guys, weighed a lot less. But you could just see his muscle build and his explosion. And this is what I was telling you. I don't know that at his age, he'll be 58 at the time. Obviously, it's not going to be the same as what it was, clearly. But what made Mike so powerful in this left hook and these uppercuts, good Lord of mercy. It's just ridiculous.
If you'll watch him,
yeah.
when he punches,
yeah,
he uses his whole body.
Exactly.
You know, it ain't just a arm swing. It ain't just a jab. It starts from his lower half.
Right there.
He comes up through his
perfect example.
stomach, and he uses everything.
That's a gazelle left hook. Jumps into range, like you said, full body, torque, and then corkscrews around it and lands a nasty shot there.
And, man, when you get hit by that right there, it's over with.
But this is what I'm telling you, Pop. You know, a guy like Mike, you need a little bit of that youth to be able to – oh, goodness. You need that youth to be able to create that kind of speed and explosion. Do you still think he has a semblance of that? Or it could
I think, yes.
That man just rebounded off the rope.
How long is the rounds?
2 minutes.
All he's got to have is 2 minutes, Wade.
Yeah? You think he gets...
I mean, if he gets in there and Jake Paul gets close in the first 2 minutes, it could build with quick.
Yeah. I mean, well, here's the thing. This is what worries me about this fight is something like this, where Mike is still explosive in pockets, right? He's still explosive in moments. And in those moments where Jake may look at him, and again, the one thing you can't do if you're Mike or Jake is overlook anybody in this fight. Like Mike can't look at Jake like YouTuber, you don't belong in here. You can't do that because he's knocked out or knocked down everybody that's done that to him. I don't care if it's Mike Tyson, anybody else. But Jake absolutely cannot look at Mike as this old, fragile, feeble man that's walking around with his little walker because he'll do exactly that. He will jump in left hook.
Yeah.
And if it happens, Dad, I know that you fully believe it. I'm going to tell you something. You are in the small minority here. If Mike actually
you think so?
Of course. Well, in the boxing like coverage realm, yes. In the general audience realm, no. I think you're in the majority in the general audience for sure.
Right.
But I think like when it comes to people that actually, you know, watch the sport now and can compare and all that, they're looking at this like Mike is going to get hurt bad. Right?
Golly bum, I don't know.
But here's the thing. What if he comes out and just I'm
telling you,
the entire internet will break.
I told you, Wade, the last time, the best thing for Jake Paul is stay away from his son of a gun and let him wear down.
2 minutes.
If he gets in there too tight in the first 2 or 3 rounds, Wade, there's a chance he's going down.
Well, here, that's old Mike, and that's I'll show you. Go ahead.
The first 3 rounds is important,
and you truly believe that Mike is going to do it in the first 3 for sure, and I agree with you there.
If he's going to do it, it's going to be in the first 3.
Yeah, I agree with that because I think as the fight goes long, just again physically, the law of nature says an older man is going to get tired and get
right.
Going to lose a step or two here. But this is the fight that a lot of people look at for Mike Tyson and say this was probably the best Mike Tyson ever, right? It's not, any of the maybe the prominent fights you think of. This one is the one. It's Marvis Frazier, a.k.a. Joe Frazier's son, who was a little bit overhyped at the time, and Mike was an absolute killer who had Cus D'Amato just sicking him on people, right? And he's very young at this time, and I don't think the world was ready for what Mike Tyson was until this fight, and it's unfortunately at the expense of Marvis Frazier, who looks like right now he does not want to be in this ring at all.
Look at that son of a gun.
Young, man. Young. Mike was so scary.
I'm going to tell you something.
20 years old, Pop.
I know.
Jeez.
5'11". My God.
Again, not a big heavyweight, but punched like just an absolute monster, man.
Oh yeah.
Look at this crowd already. This is a year before he becomes the heavyweight
golden
champ.
Days of boxing, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's already in there tight.
And again, something that Mike was very, very good with. Look at his head movement. Look at his upper body movement.
Weaving.
So square as a boxer. You don't see it a lot anymore, but because he was so oh my Lord. See you later. Marvis catching the Holy Ghost there.
How long did it take?
I think it was 35 seconds.
Yeah, that's the one that I think I went and got a drink.
Yep.
And come back and it was over.
It was over with at that point.
Could you imagine buying a ticket for that fight?
Unbelievable.
And sneezing or talking to somebody beside of you, turn around and it's over with?
And that's the thing, knockouts had happened in boxing throughout the history of time, and even early, late knockouts, and you can attest to this. You would watch boxing. You were a fan. You didn't see anything that quick, that emphatic until Mike Tyson was rocking up in the early 80s and knocking fools dead in a first round, second round, like that quick. You're like, oh my goodness.
Wait, I think he had 50 fights.
Yeah.
Oh, he won 50 fights. 40 by knockout.
So
yeah.
Mike was just, again, I think everybody at this point, if you're a younger fan, you may not understand, and hopefully this is giving you a better, reflection of the time period where Mike was dominant. But Mike does have, a fight with Roy Jones in I would say the recent past. It was an exhibition. I don't know that you watched this, but I'm going to show you some pieces of it here.
I don't think I did.
This is great then that you get to see it. I want you to kind of give your thoughts on how Mike looks in this exhibition. And again, this is, I think, 4 years ago now, maybe 5. So this will give you a better understanding as to what Mike may look like for this. By the way, crazy matchup. Mike and Roy Jones. Two of the greats of their generation, obviously different weight classes, but this is Mike at 53, 54. Still moving, still explosive to a degree.
Yeah, but see the space the guy's giving him? Stand away from him?
Yeah, Roy knew. Roy knew better than to engage with Mike too much. We got a little sputter here, but he knew better to engage with Mike because, again, Mike's dangerous. And this was an exhibition, but I'll tell you this right now. Anytime you put boxing gloves on Mike Tyson and take headgear away from him and put him in a ring, there's no exhibitions.
No, it's not an exhibition.
I mean, and Roy Jones is a unique style in his own right. Hands are down, like he's very quick. Look at the head movement, though, from Mike, even still. This is what gets me nervous, man.
Was this not a big fight, Wade?
No, this was massive. For Mike's return.
I don't remember it.
It was on a weird promotion. Like, it would have been something that you would have been able to access because you're terrible with technology.
Thank you.
But,
look at technology on my wall behind me.
Yeah, listen, I ain't mad at it. I see it over there.
No, he almost went to his knees.
I know. His head movement and his ability to change levels is crazy. And again, it's what you talked about, though, Dad. It's that muscle memory of doing it for years and years and years.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't teach that. Like, you can't, most boxing gyms today won't teach that. Because you have to have a specific body shape and build and muscles to be able to do what he does. Like, there's a one-of-one guy.
Right there, he's not real aggressive, but he's getting in tight, and he's getting the body shots in.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Jake Paul's going to be able to stand that?
The body work will be interesting because what Mike is, obviously classic Mike was starting, putting water in the basement, working the body, and then all of a sudden here comes that left hook upstairs.
Yeah.
So he will lull you to sleep, and I think that Jake can take body punches, yes. But that's not what I worry about. I worry about Mike, like you said, look at that left hook. Not, being as aggressive, but being kind of playing coy a little bit to the body and then ripping one. And then, oh my goodness, Jake's wobbled. The more I keep thinking about it, the more I'm like, man, if this actually happens.
I just don't understand why the younger generation, mainly even guys I work with, they're not giving Tyson much of a chance.
Well, it's a lot of things. It's the age. It's the lack of time in the ring since he retired. It's the fact that Mike hasn't kept himself in the best shape all the time, right? Even though he physically,
his age,
no, well, yeah,
he's in the best shape.
Well, right now, but this is Mike after a long training camp in the 2015 to 2020. He was in terrible shape, like over 300 pounds.
Right.
but he can get himself in shape really quickly.
Yeah, and that makes me think, was this really an ulcer, or did he want to have more time to train to get ready?
It's not a bad point. I don't know. I mean, again, we don't know, but
you said he's been out of the ring for a while. Even if he's been out of the ring for a while, he's still been in the ring more than Jake.
True. Now, again,
and it only takes 2 minutes in that first round to get knocked out.
True. It seems like you're leaning more toward
you're not
this.
Going to convince me that Jake Paul has a chance.
I was going to say, it seems like now you're leaning now toward more of this. It's got to be the first round now. It seems like you're walking it back a little bit.
Well, I've been thinking the first round for a while.
You just didn't want to say it. You wanted to give Mike the 3.
Well, put yourself in Mike's shoes. If I'm going to beat this guy, I'm going to do it quick.
Do you want me to do the? Do you want me to do my Mike Tyson impression?
Yeah.
I'll put myself in his shoes. Ready? So I got this guy Jake Paul. I'm about to fight him. It's coming up. It's going to be a good fight. We're going to be. I'll make 2 points that sound like 1. I got fast hands.
That sounds like Mike Tyson.
You don't tell him I said it. You don't tell him I said it.
How you can look at somebody and how there's a massive individual and then their voice don't even match their body.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it. But I would never and I will never do that impression in front of him, and no one will ever tell him I did it. Because you know what?
If we go down, if I get a chance.
No, you're not doing that to me. You're not throwing me under the bus.
I see him down there in Dallas, I'm going to tell him, my son has got a great impression of you.
He's like, oh, yeah, you think so? Okay, let's hear it. No. No way, dude. I'm not doing that. Again, I'm not going to promise anything. I don't know what's going to happen, but we didn't even talk about that. Tell the people, are you like, how pumped are you to be going down, being in Dallas? You don't like planes. I don't think they know that. You're not a big plane guy.
Well, yeah, I'm afraid of flying. I mean, I work on the planes.
Yeah.
So I know what to be scared of.
So
I hear them some guns when they're in there testing them.
Okay.
But, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Other than the flying part, spending time with you, getting to see Mike Tyson. It's going to be one of the best days ever, right?
It's going to be awesome. No, it's going to be
Even though
great.
I'm missing muzzleloader season.
I know. I'm taking you away from hunting.
If you don't know what muzzleloader season is, that's a single projectile loaded gun from the muzzle.
Yeah.
That I get 2 weeks to deer hunt out of the year.
Yeah.
And I'm taking that time off to come down and watch Mike Tyson and Jake Paul play around.
Well, to be fair, you're taking, well, I guess it's because of the weekend, but you're taking 2 days off. That's all it is. You're coming down and then you're going back.
I mean, I get
2 weeks. I get it.
4 weeks of vacation.
Yeah.
And 2 of those is muzzleloader.
Can't miss
that is the prime hunting days in Tennessee.
When we talk about this Mike Tyson fight week, all that, you're going to get on the plane. You're going to be fine. I know you're going to be doing checks and balances because apparently you're an expert on the plane itself.
Well, I work on the engine, so I will talk to the pilot, and I'm going to try to
don't do that
once.
No, don't do that.
And check out the engines, and then when he fires it up, I'll be able to tell if there's any glitches.
Just naturally, you can tell. You don't need a device or anything like that.
Well, no, you can tell when you've heard that many run. You know, we work on military and commercial, so I hear them every night.
So you'll just stop the whole operation if you feel it's not up to.
If it don't sound right, I'm going to shut them down.
A 2-hour flight, mind you, ladies and gentlemen, that he's scared of. But yeah, so no, it'll be fun times.
It's 2-hour flight from Tennessee to Texas.
Yeah.
All they give you on them planes is a life jacket in case you land in the water. They ain't nothing keeping your ass from bouncing off a cornfield.
I got you a nice seat though. I got you, in the exit row. So they need a strong guy in the exit row to make sure if things do go awry, you know what I'm saying, you're willing and able to assist. You know what I mean?
I got it.
There you go. So okay. We've talked about the different scenarios in the fight, right? If the fight is to go Jake's way, because you've only been talking one way here. You've been talking about, Mike's win this way, Mike's going to win it this way. What does Jake need to do? If you haven't watched Jake yet, and we're going to do a separate video on that, but what, in your opinion, does Jake need to do? Not need to look out for Mike, but what does he need to do?
Well, first of all, he needs to get his heart right with the Lord.
Who, Jake?
Jake. Most people don't believe that way until they have a near-death experience.
Okay.
Getting in the ring with Mike Tyson is a near-death experience.
Okay.
Okay, so he needs to get his heart right with the Lord, right?
Mm-hmm.
He needs to stay away from him.
Okay.
Wear him out for about 4 or 5 rounds.
Okay.
And then if he really knows how to box.
You're saying if.
Then get in there and hit him in the head or something. Good grief. But stay away from that son of a gun for the first 3 rounds because you're going to get hit in the head.
Okay. So get right with the Lord, stay away, and then hit him directly in the head. So
do something. Hit him somewhere. Hurt him.
directly in the skull. Okay.
It might not be the best place to hit Mike Tyson.
I was going to say that might be, that might break a hand on Mike's head. He's got a massive skull.
You might need to wear it good out.
For sure. Especially, listen, we didn't even talk about this, and it's kind of inside baseball a little bit, but we know that the stomach ulcer thing exists. If I'm a fighter and I hear we had to postpone the fight because you had stomach ulcers, I'm working the body round 1. We'll see what the stomach got. You know what I mean?
Yeah, get in there and try to hit him in the gut in round 1 and take an uppercut to chin and fight over.
I mean, good point.
I don't know what I got to get through your head. Stay away from him for 3 rounds.
Bottom
line.
I don't think Jake's going to, though, Dad. I think he really is going to go in and try to prove a point and stand there.
If that's what he wants to do, Wade, then it's going to be a joke. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's going to go back to doing his YouTube shows and drinking his supper through a straw.
He said it's going to be a joke with a bad punchline, huh? The punch is going to be the uppercut.
I'm telling you, if that mug hits him in that chin, game over.
Jake got a chin, though. He got a chin.
Yeah, it's a bigger target.
Okay. Well, okay, so if you were... You might actually get a chance to interview, potentially, maybe get a chance to interview Jake either before or after the fight. How you feel about that?
God. I hope he don't take it personal.
Of course not. Of course not. No. Trust me, I've said far worse about Jake and a lot of people.
Hey, anybody go from doing YouTube shows to fighting professionally?
Yeah.
My hat's off to them.
Yeah, your Make America Great Again hat is off to them.
Making America Great Again.
By the way, Jake will love you for that. He is.
Is that right?
He's a massive Trump guy for sure. Yep.
Oh man, well we already got something in common.
There you go. I don't know about Mike, but you know who I wanted.
Hey, you know that at this fight,
yeah,
it's either going to be a good time or a sad time at a good time.
Why you say that?
The presidential votes will already be in by then. I'm telling you, I may not even go to the fight if it goes wrong.
Come on, what do you mean?
Well, they won't. I don't know. There won't be any airplanes if it goes wrong.
Oh, here's Mike talking about why he doesn't work out. I want to show you this really quick because this was a period. This was in 2018, 2019 time period, right before he started training for the Roy Jones fight. He was talking to Rogan about why he doesn't train anymore. Listen to this.
You work out anymore?
Nah, man, I keep away from that stuff, man.
You don't even like
all that stuff,
spin class or anything?
No, all that stuff reactivates my ego.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
He
wow.
don't look
When they get ripped and all that stuff.
No, not here, but this is just him because he was about to get back into camp. But I want you to hear his mindset on it.
Yeah, activated.
That's the thing about like extreme winners. Yeah. Extreme winners, that ego is hard.
Yeah, and if I activate my ego, I'm gonna lose in life.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna lose in this cannabis. I'm gonna lose everything.
What if you go jogging? Can you go jogging?
Nah, I do my treadmill work and stuff.
Oh, okay, treadmill. That's it. But
if I start to think that I'm special, if I get a glimmer of that thing, say, hey, whoa, look at you. You're better than them.
I saw a video you hitting the bag recently. It was like a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. You still hit the bag?
Not anymore,
you still throw some bombs?
I do probably for the camera and stuff.
That's what you're doing. But I'm like, damn, you can still move. You still have it in you, right?
I don't know.
But it's in your body.
It has to be in. I don't want to do that.
Does it feel weird? What I was going to get to, if you were standing in front of that heavy bag and you start rattling off combinations, and you start thinking like, oh shit, I'm actually Mike Tyson. Like I was that guy. I am that guy who went through that. I am the youngest heavyweight champion of all time.
Crazy to think about.
I am that guy that destroyed Tyrell Biggs. I am that guy that knocked out Larry Holmes. I'm that guy. Like
I look at that guy. Weird. I look at that guy as somebody that's giving me a platform to help me forget about that guy.
Wow. Yeah. It's beautiful that you
hear the way he talks about it, though. It's crazy.
Man, he looks bad there.
Yeah, he didn't look great at that time because again, he wasn't training. He
didn't look like himself. He looks better now than he did there.
You tell the way you look at Mike now, you're like, man, he looks like himself again. He's got the thing.
Yeah,
it's a different person to him. He doesn't think like he did in this clip, and I don't remember what interview it is, but when he talks about it, he essentially goes into that he's scared of that person. Because when that person comes out, he can't control him, and it's completely different.
I've heard him talk like that before.
And he starts crying. He gets emotional about it. It's insane. He goes, I don't want to go back to that person because then I feel like this person I am now is less than, and he's not a man, and I got to go prove. And he starts to get ramped up, and you start to, hold on a second, he might swing on me right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's almost like Hulk.
It is.
Yeah. I mean, he has got a split personality now. I think when he gets in the ring or when he trains, I think that guy that he was talking about comes out.
If you're Mike Tyson, that's another part of this that's so interesting. You have a reputation to uphold to a degree, right? People know you're 58, whatever, but you're still Mike. And you can't go and do this just for laughs and giggles. You can't do that.
Right.
Because Jake's coming in to make a point. As much people don't believe me when I say this, yes, it's about the money. Yes, it's about the fame. Yes, it's about the Netflix, all that. Jake wants to put his name on Mike Tyson's record with a big KO right beside it. That's what he wants to do. And he's going to try.
Do you think that however this goes, whether it's Tyson winning or Jake Paul winning, the loser of this is it for that fighter?
Is it?
Like, this is probably Tyson's last fight.
Yeah. If Mike loses or wins, he's probably not doing this again. If Jake loses,
if Jake Paul gets knocked out,
oh man, yeah,
they're going to look at him always as a YouTuber trying to be a fighter, and it may be it for him.
Yeah,
so I'm thinking, this could be the last fight for whichever one gets beat.
True. And
it's probably going to be the last fight for Tyson.
Either way for Tyson, win or lose.
Yeah,
he's not.
Right.
He's probably not doing this anymore. But yeah, if Jake gets beat, that's why I said this is so interesting. If he gets beat, this whole thing stops, which is essentially the case for Jake every time he fights. To be honest, if he loses,
this is Mike Tyson,
right? And it's not.
A lot of people tuning in.
Yeah,
everybody's fired up, ramped up.
Yep,
they want to see what he is. If he gets in there and gets cold caught in the first, second round, it's over with.
True.
His career as a boxer's done.
Yeah. Straight up, that's what it is. But go ahead. What else?
I think everybody think he's a joke after that.
Well, the reason you would say that is because not because it's Mike, but because it's 58-year-old Mike, and people.
If he goes in there and he knocks Tyson out in the first or second round, man, he's on his way up.
This is what I think, and people try to tell me. Now, granted, no one wants to see Mike get seriously hurt at all. Of course not. That's the last thing we want. But
right,
if you are Jake and you're looking to KO Mike, get your name on his record, I think it's probably the pro wrestling terms, it's the biggest heel move you could do. It makes you a bad guy, but the bad guy, the most hated man in boxing, which does translate to dollars, eyeballs, views, everything you want, and also what Jake already kind of accepts that he's a bad guy. This is everything you get out of it. It's perfect.
Right.
So, but listen.
It's skyrocketing.
Absolutely. This is the Mike Tyson side of things, Dad, and we are not quite done yet. We're done for this video, but we're going to make another one, and we're going to talk about the Jake Paul side, because I know you're informed about Mike. I know that you know what Mike is, but I don't know if you know who
we grew
Jake
up together.
Is. Oh, yeah, it's your guy. Yeah, you and Mike, Arnold and Mike, the dynamic duo.
You bonehead.
Running the streets of Greenback. What you don't know, and I think that you may be underestimating a little bit, is Jake Paul's journey in boxing. And we're going to take a look at that in our next video. But if you guys like what we're doing over here, make sure you subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. What happens in this Mike Tyson-Jake Paul fight? We don't have those answers, but I guess we'll find out.